Um, let's get to the fucking card, man. So, um, I'm I don't know what to say about this card. I really don't. I'm gonna say this before I get to the card. On paper, this card looks incredible. On paper, this card looks incredible. But we all know everything that looks incredible on paper don't always translate well. I mean, if you go into the early 2000s, the Detroit Tigers looked good on paper and they were supposed to win the World Series like twice in the early 2000s and they didn't. They made it to the World Series one time and didn't win it, and then they didn't make it back. So things that look good on paper don't always translate well. But let's get to the battles. Geechee Gotti versus Shotgun Suge. Okay, so everybody was wanting to see this battle. Everybody wanted to see how this battle was going to take place. Everybody knew what Geechee Gotti was bringing to the table. Everybody knew what Shotgun Suge was bringing to the table. And, you know, Suge wins the coin toss. He picks Gotti to go first. Gotti goes first. And, you know, Gotti he went in his bag. He was spazzing. He was going in. He got the cooking. And it was a crazy first round. It was a really, really crazy first round or whatever. Suge turns around. He goes back. He gets the cooking in his first round as well. Me personally, I ended up edging the first round of Shotgun Suge. But, you know, I was seeing a lot of Twitter feeds where a lot of people had Geechee Gotti winning the first round or whatever. But, I mean, I can't argue because the first round is debatable. We get into the second round. Gotti get the going. His second round wasn't as strong as his first, but he still had some stuff in it. You know, he was talking some stuff. Then, of course, you know, we get into Suge second round. Suge ups and, you know, he spits and stuff, and then he chokes or whatever. Suge looked very unprepared or whatever. And I think it's because he came off of battling chess. I believe if my memory serves me correct, he battled chess a week earlier. And let's be honest, it's only a certain handful of battle rappers that can do that can have a battle and then turn around and then have another battle a week later and show up. It's only a handful of battle rappers that can do that. Not a lot of battle rappers can do that. And I don't know why Suge took the chess battle. I don't know if the chess battle was already locked in before Geechee Gotti, but I think Suge knew because this was Summer Madness. This is the Super Bowl of battle rap. I think he should have probably took that battle a little bit more than the chess battle. I think he probably should have pulled out of the chess battle. That's just me personally. But he comes in, he chokes in the second round. Of course, you know, Geechee Gotti comes back in the third, and he was talking about what his life like and was just killing Suge, you know, because everybody knows Suge is known for going up to people talking about what your life like, you know, and Suge be getting at people. But Geechee Gotti beat him to the punch and was like, you're not about to ask me what my life like. I'm about to tell you what my life is like. And Gotti, what my life is like, it was just impeccable. It was impeccable. The biggest highlights that I can also stand out besides, you know, Gotti's third round was, you know, when Suge had pocket checked Geechee Gotti at the end of his first, and then Geechee Gotti rebutted with a heart check in the beginning of his second. So that was pretty dope. Me personally, I ended up giving the battle to Geechee Gotti 2-1. But if you gave it to Geechee Gotti 3-0, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you for one split second. Man, Suge, man, from where you came from to where you are now, bro, you gotta do better, bro. You got to do better, man, because we've seen where you came from all the way to where you were at now. And you was one of them dudes that was just shutting PGs down. Every time a new battler came up, anytime a new Proving Ground dude came up, you shut him down. And you ran into Geechee Gotti, and Geechee Gotti is looking like that new dude. He's looking like that new face, real talk. I mean, scale to 1 to 10, though, I ended up still giving this battle an 8, and the reason why I gave it an 8 is because of Geechee Gotti's performance alone. Geechee Gotti has mad replay value in his performance. So, I mean, if anything, you'll be able to appreciate what Geechee Gotti is saying in the battle. So, I salute both of y'all. But Suge, man, again, you got to do better, bro. O'Red versus Ill Will ended up being the next battle. Okay, Ill Will did his thing. He went first or whatever. But this battle was weird. A lot of weird stuff happened in this battle. Ill Will seemed like he didn't want to be there. I mean, if y'all seen the champion face off, it was like he kind of was taking shots at URL and a few other people because of the simple fact of how he felt he was being treated and all of that, and took some shots at champion. So Ill Will seemed like he didn't want to be there. The battle was weird. It will had a couple of decent lines here and there, or Red had a couple of decent lines here and there, but then something extra funny happened, and I don't know if it's the Al Capone curse, because old Red had the Al Capone hat on. Old Red loses his voice. He lost his voice in the second and third round. It was weird. It was like, bro, how did you sound like Mufasa in the first round and then Simba in the second and third round, bro? Like your voice just completely went out. And the crazy thing about it was Red still won the battle, the second and third, with no voice. He still won because Ill Will was just Ill Will came off a classic with Math, came off a 30 with T Top, and just came lackluster. He came very lackluster. I don't know if Ill Will is putting more into the Big T battle that he has coming up on the RBE Rare Breeds card or what, but Ill Will was like not that good in this battle. And I actually picked Ill Will in my predictions, and I was wrong, man. I ended up giving the battle to Old Red. Old Red ended up getting the second and third. I gave the first to Ill Will, but I personally think that I think Old Red still got it, even though he lost his voice. I mean, that was crazy. Next we got DNA versus New Jersey Twerk or whatever. I'm trying to remember. I believe in my predictions I picked DNA to win this battle. I'm not sure. I probably had Twerk though. Because I was still mad that DNA have not gave JC the belt, man, because you're not the champion no more, man. You lost your belt to JC at Nome, but that's a different story. Anyway, DNA said that he was going to show up as the PG killer. He said he wasn't playing with Twerk. They had a crazy face-off on Champion. And DNA showed up. DNA showed the fuck up. The first round, I edged it to Twerk, even though he was stumbling a little bit. DNA really, it was like the crowd really wasn't rocking with DNA like that. But I'm going to say this. Even though the Vegas crowd wasn't rocking with DNA like that, DNA was saying some shit. He was saying some shit. The crowd just wasn't rocking with him. But I ended up giving the first to Twerk despite the stumbles or whatever. And then, of course, DNA just turns up in the second, and then he goes all the way to fuck off in the third. He kind of borrowed Averb's third round, and that was his catalyst of what he used to go ahead and end New Jersey Twerk. And personally, I just think it was a clear win for DNA. He won the battle clearly, 2-1. You could possibly say 3-0. You'll probably go hear me say possibly 3-0 or 3-0 throughout most of this card, because this was not Summer Madness 7. This was Summer Madness 3-0, because a lot of people was not showing up. And this is supposed to be the Super Bowl of battle rap. And we supposed to be getting classic battles, dog fights, and it was like nobody was showing up for nothing. It was like everybody was just coming with the bullshit. But I mean, the crazy thing, DNA had a crazy Dr. Miami line, but the one thing that tripped me out about Twerk's second is he spit and then he jerseyed. And then the third round, he spit like 6 bars and jerseyed. Like, the shit pissed Arsenal off so much. Arsenal tweeted something out, like, I don't have my phone with me, but Arsenal tweeted out something weird, like, yo, this motherfucker just said my state after 6 bars. He better go back out there and spit some shit. Fuck that. Like, Arsenal was heated by that jersey. I mean, a lot of people saying Twerk is battling too much. URL is putting too much stake into the New Jersey Twerk because he is one of the new gunners and he's very popular. He do get the crowd rocking. So, I mean, do y'all believe that, or do y'all think that it's a possibility URL is using him too much, or he's just oversaturating his brand and need to sit down for a while to get his stuff back together? I don't know. But again, I ended up giving the battle to DNA 2-1. I mean, scale of 1 to 10, I ended up giving this battle a 4, man, because for somebody to be as popular as New Jersey Twerk, and you stumble in your first, you choke in your second, and then you like super choke in your third, like after damn near 4 to 6 bars. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, regardless of how well DNA was cooking, you know. So that's how I ended up giving that battle. Next, we ended up getting Av versus Math Hoffa. Math, I've been singing your praises for the longest, from the battle you had with Ill Will to the great Pot Juice album you put out. But I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you. Av 30'd you. Av whooped your ass, bro. Av won all 3 rounds. There's no debating this. There's Math stumbled through most of his bars. Av was back in his bag. The only thing I did not rock with about Av is Av brought back that 30 under the 40, the improper fraction bar that he used against Rum Nitty. Like, I didn't understand. And everybody say Av is known for stealing, so it was like Av basically just stole from himself. Like, when he ended up using that bar, I mean, he had a dope Patrick Swayze line or whatever that I liked, but when he brought back the 30 under the 40, the improper fraction line, I was like, I heard that before, you know, like, so it was crazy that Av had ended up doing that. But Av 30, Av 30, man. I'm just going through this card quick because, like I said, this was not Summer Madness 7 to me. This was like Unfinished Business 3 or some shit. Like this is how I felt this card was. It was Unfinished Business 3. Like, nobody came to play. Nobody came ready for war. It was like everybody talked all that shit about how they was ready, you know, and nobody came ready. Next, Iron Solomon versus JC. The replacement battle, because JC ended up taking Sue Surf's place after Sue Surf had some legal issues that ended up causing him to back out of the battle. And again, you know, salute to Sue Surf, man. Speedy recovery, man. I hope you're recovering good. I know you was tweeting during the battles and enjoying yourself, so that was what's up. To me, I thought this was battle of the night. The crowd was sleeping on a lot of what JC was saying. The crowd was sleeping on a lot of what Iron Solomon was saying. I ended up still edging this battle to Iron Solomon 2-1. But this was really a really good battle, man, especially with 3 weeks prep for both of these guys. They brought their A game. JC, he showed up. JC did his thing. He was cleaning up. Iron Solomon showed up, did his thing. The highlight to me was JC. He was channeling B Dot, because he went the whole real Jews angle with Iron Solomon about the Jews being black and this. And Iron Solomon, you know, he came back and he was talking his shit or whatever. And of course, he threw a cold line at Sue Surf, you know, about walking on water if he was standing in front of Surf. So, you know, it was still a good battle from both of them. The bars were there, most definitely. It was, of course, a pin match, as everybody called it. And I mean, if you're somebody who's a fan of intricate bars and intricate pins, man, you will appreciate this battle, because the battle from beginning to end was dope. Scale of 1 to 10, I gave this battle a 10. Mad replay value for me. I enjoyed it, but again, I gave the battle to Iron Solomon. I thought it was a good battle. Next, we had T-Rex, the legend, versus Reed. I was about to say Rambo Reed. Rambo Reed, man. Rambo Reed came back, man. Rambo Reed. I ain't just about to call him by his regular name. Rambo Reed came the fuck back. Fuck what you heard, dog. Rambo Reed was in the building. Queen Flip was getting ready to flip the coin, man. Rex smacked that shit out the hand, and Rex decided to go first. So when Rex started the battle off, man, Rex was going in. He slamming the hat down. He looking like, oh, Rex. The crowd going nuts. The crowd was feeling it. You know, the next thing you know, after Rex turned up, man, Reed turned up, man. The crowd going nuts for both of them. I'm sitting up here and I ended up tweeting out. I said, yo, for everybody that shitted on this battle talking about, oh, these the old heads, this battle should have happened 10 years ago. These two old motherfuckers, as y'all was claiming, put on a better show than most of the new battle rappers tonight. They literally was talking that shit to each other. Of course, Rex, again, he had a stellar first round. I gave the first round to Rex. Reed comes back in the second and third and would not let up. He didn't let up so bad that in the third, while he was still spitting, Rex turned to him and was like, "You won." Like, turn to him like you won. And the Al Capone cigarillo curse continues because Rex came out wearing an Al Capone cigarillo t-shirt with the hat. The curse continues. But it was still a good battle. I think personally this battle lived up to the hype, even though everybody was calling it the old guys and all of that. And I don't really want to see this battle with none of that bullshit and all of that. That battle to me still lived up to the hype. So I ended up giving the battle to Reed 2-1. Again, I gave him the second and the third. And then, of course, we get to the main event. Hitman Holla versus Tay Rock. Hitman Holla goes first. And, of course, like all of his first rounds is impeccable. He was fucking cooking. He was going in. Hitman Holla was looking like Hitman Holla. And the one thing that everybody kept saying to me, I remember everybody kept bringing up this. Oh, you know, he been on Wild 'N Out. We don't know how he go, if he still battle the same way. And I'm like, y'all said that about him versus Shotgun Suge. He came back and cleaned up Suge. Y'all said that about K-Shine. He came back and cleaned up K-Shine. When are y'all gonna get it through your head? Even though he's on Wild 'N Out now and he's making money, like he really didn't stay away from battle rap that long. Y'all made it seem like he took like a damn near 10-year sabbatical or 10-year hiatus and didn't know how to do it no more. Like Hitman Holla was gone for a year, maybe 2 years tops, and then he had come back and clean up. So Hitman Holla first round, man, he was going in. He did his motherfucking thing. Like he was cooking, man. And then of course Tay Rock comes back, you know, he was cooking, but Tay Rock was more on the simmer side than more cooking in this first round or whatever. And I ended up giving the first round to Hitman. Hitman, of course, Hitman had a crazy rebuttal in the beginning of his second round when he took a shot at Tay Rock. Tay Rock was wearing the Gun Titles joint, you know, had the Tequila 1800 shot or whatever. And of course, you know, the funny thing popped in my head. I said, damn, that Wild 'N Out shit is working for Hitman, because Hitman really wasn't known for good rebuttals. Like he used to always try them back in the day, but most of the time the mugs really didn't hit. But that one kind of hit for the crowd. And then of course, Hitman, he got the cooking and he was going in or whatever. And then he started declining in his second round. He was declining. And I was like, damn, man, Tay Rock is right, because Hitman is known for declining. But then something weird happened. In the middle of his decline, Hitman started rising back up. And ended up finishing his second round on a high note. And of course, he ended up stealing redoing one of Rock bars or whatever that, you know, shook the room a little bit. And then of course, Rock come back in the second, and that's the number one thing everybody was tweeting out. Okay, we all know Hitman is known for his verses. Rock should win the second clear. Rock's second was not that good. I don't know how to call it. Rock's second was not that good. He had a few lines here and there that wowed the crowd, but he had a lot of dry spots in his second round. And I'm sitting up here waiting, like, come on, Rock. Like, do your thing, man. Like, go ahead. You known for your second round. Start cooking. And it was like, it was not hitting. It was like he had a line here, he had a line there. He had a nice cinnamon line that was dope, but it wasn't going nowhere. His second was not going nowhere. And I ended up edging the second round to Hitman Holla. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, am I tripping? So of course, you know, I go to Twitter or whatever, and I'm seeing everybody tweeting, wow, Hitman up 2-0. Wow, Hitman up 2-0. Wow, Hitman up 2-0. I'm like, okay, so I'm not tripping. We get into the third round, Hitman going. Of course, it was declining, and then it started rising, and then Hitman chokes. He chokes. Right when he was starting to rise. Tay Rock go ahead and go. He was a little bit lackluster, and then, of course, he started rising, and I ended up giving the third round to Tay Rock, so I got the battle Hitman 2-1. clear. Again, this is weird. This card on paper was supposed to be the Super Bowl of battle rap, and nobody really came prepared. So many professionals that was getting paid were choking. People paid $50 for this event, and people were choking, literally choking. So it's like, what do we do as fans? Do we say enough is enough and say, okay, well, if this person on the card, I'm not buying the event no more because he choked his last 3 or 4 battles? Or do we gamble again with the next event and say, okay, maybe they're going to show up for the next event? Who knows? It was literally, it was a choke fest tonight. It was either a choke fest or people did not show up with bars. People showed up bullshitting. So I mean, what can we do as fans? What can we really do as battle rap fans at the end of the day? You know, I still think it was a decent event. You know, it was a couple of battles that did keep the event going, that did keep the event hype. A lot of people was talking about the Vegas crowd was bullshit. No, y'all, most of the people that was tweeting that shit is knowing that their favorite battle rapper is getting exposed because they're not at home no more. And that's why I'm glad the URL is traveling more, because these battle rappers got too comfortable staying in their backyard too much, getting all of that damn gas for every damn line, and now they're getting exposed, meaning y'all should be working harder. And then the champion of the night bat with extra 6 G's for y'all. I really thought that y'all was gonna be working harder for that. And yo, I'm out.